All right, let's see. Are we live? Are we live? We are live. What's going on? Let's see. All right, so I'm on from my phone too. I'm on from my phone too. Okay, cool. What's up, everybody? We know why we're here. We know why we're here. We're to learn about Bitcoin. What's going on? How you doing? Uh, Miss Johnson Terrain. It's nice to see you. All right, we're gonna be getting started momentarily. There's my baby. What's up, baby? What's happening, y'all? I see you, Donna. I see you. I'm looking at the chat right now. That's what's up. Okay. All right, so this is going to be a powerful training. I'm going to be teaching about Bitcoin for the next 7 days. Right. Today is day one, and I'm going through everything, all things Bitcoin. Right. What it is, why you should own it, what's going on with Bitcoin. I'm teaching extensively on how Bitcoin works, how you can get involved, how you can make money, and specifically, like there's not a better time for you to be learning this. But I want to make sure you understand you got to execute immediately, and you're going to understand why in a few minutes. On this training today, I titled it "Why Bitcoin: Understanding the Bitcoin Cycle." Right, this is going to be extremely important for you to understand. So you're going to understand why it's such an emergency for you to own cryptocurrency, right? And how you can change your life in the short term by owning cryptocurrency, by owning Bitcoin. So the next 7 days are going to be very impactful, a lot of different information shared within a compressed period of time. So, I think I gave enough leeway for everybody to hop on. This training will be in this group forever, right? All 7 videos, right? Um, it's going to be absolutely amazing. All right. I got people messaging me trying to get in. This is what exactly. Let me not. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get started. Let's get started. All right. So put a number 3 in the chat if you can see my screen, please. Put a number 3 in the chat if you can see my screen in the comment section. All right. I'm gonna walk you through what's going on with Bitcoin right now. Okay. Should be able to see my screen. Put number 3 in the chat. All right, I'm gonna give you a very quick walkthrough right from the very beginning of why this is so monumental. Okay, so Bitcoin, um, the concept of Bitcoin started in 2009. Okay, that's now 16 years ago, 2009. Okay, and Bitcoin works in cycles, and I'm going to explain how this cycle works. And the easy way to remember the cycle is it happens every election year. Okay? Every election year. So 2012 was the first cycle. Okay? And then 2016 was the next cycle. And then 2020 was the next cycle. What do you think we're in the middle of right now? And a US election just happened November of 2024. Okay? So we are in the middle right now of what I'm about to show you. And it's going to become very clear why you want to own Bitcoin over the next 10 minutes or so. So I'm on my charts, okay, and I have something marked up. I got each Bitcoin cycle marked up. And this one, I just noticed. Let me see. 2012 is right here. October, November 1st, 2012. Okay, around 2012 was when first cycle happened. Okay. It ended around April. Okay. Let's see, November 2012 right here. So the orange or the yellow, it's supposed to be yellow line. Let's reverse this. So we got there, November 2012 was that election. That's when, I believe that's when Obama was elected. Okay. And in January, right here, right around here. So what you'll notice, I want you to look at the price of Bitcoin when this happened. Bitcoin was $10.60. I just got an alert just now, literally just now, Bitcoin just hit $102,000 today, right now, January 27th, 2025. One Bitcoin right now currently is at $102,000. Now, watch this. Bitcoin in November 2012 at this time was only $10 and about 90 cents. Okay? And this is how the cycle works. Around the election, okay, October, November area, the election takes place. And the value of Bitcoin goes up over the next 60 days to January. In January, what happens is a cool down where the value of Bitcoin comes down a little bit. And then somewhere towards the middle to the end of January, the value of Bitcoin skyrockets right after that election year. Okay? So this is what you're looking at right now. At the time of the election, Bitcoin was $10. Okay? After the election to January, it went up to $13, about 75 cents. Not that big of a difference. But then after January, look what happened. The value of Bitcoin went from $10 to $200 from January to April. Okay? That's what happened. All right? That was the first cycle. Second cycle, 2016. 2016. Well, that's 2020. No, we want 2016. Go back to 2016. Here it is. 2016, next election cycle. September, like I said, around October, September it starts. I want you to notice the difference in the price of Bitcoin. The first election that we just talked about, 2012, it was $10. Now, 2016, look at the price of Bitcoin, $593. So in 4 years, the value of Bitcoin went from $10 to almost $600. Okay? Look what happened after the election. From September to January, it went from $500, about $85, to about $1,100. Okay? I want you to notice January, what happened? The value of Bitcoin went down for a few days. To the middle of January. From the beginning of January, about January 3rd, to the middle of January, about January 13th. Right? And then what happened? The price of Bitcoin went, it started out $585. By the beginning of March, the value of Bitcoin was $1,327. Went from $585 to about $1,300. Y'all see the jump, right? But even after April, look what happened. Look what happened to the value of Bitcoin. Kept going up, kept going up. Okay? Y'all following me? Watch this. 2020 election cycle. The beginning of the election cycle, the price of one Bitcoin was $13,600. Y'all see the jump? Last election cycle, the value of Bitcoin started at $582. The next election cycle, 4 years later, the value of Bitcoin was $13,000. Now I want you to know, $1,000 put into Bitcoin in 2012 to now, you'd be a billionaire. We all be billionaires. But the point that I'm trying to make is every election cycle, there's a pattern. I'm showing you the pattern. I'm showing you the cycle of Bitcoin. November, like I said, around October, November, the price of Bitcoin $13,700. After the election, what happened? It went from around 13,700 all the way up to $40,000 a coin. Just from the election to the beginning of January. January is when the market cools down. The value of Bitcoin came down a little bit, right? It got up to the high of 40,000. It came down to about 29,000 at the end of January, January 27th, 28th. Look what happened. What's today? January 27th, right? January 27th, 2021, Bitcoin went on a ride up and reached the peak of around $57,000. Are y'all seeing the cycle now? Right? Are you seeing the cycle? Put a number 3 in the chat if you're seeing the cycle. If you're seeing the cycle, put a number 3 in the chat. Right? All right? You want to get on your laptop? Just come back to this link right here. Go to retiredin365.com. .com/blitz, and it's going to lead you straight back to this group. Okay, retiredin365.com/blitz. All right, so I see the threes coming in. Watch this. What happens after January? It pumps up to the end of April to $63,000 a coin. Okay. At the beginning of this cycle, Bitcoin was $13,700. Let's look at this election cycle. Where are we now? Where are we now? At the beginning of this election cycle, Bitcoin was $71,000 in November 2024. In November 2024, we started out back here. At the last election cycle in 2020, it was $14,000. Now, at the beginning of this cycle, it was $73,000 a coin. What I'm explaining to you is literally 4 different wealth transfers. You're in the middle of one right now. So watch this. Look at the pattern. The election happened. Look at what happened to Bitcoin. It got up over $100,000. Over $100,000. It peaked at 108,000. And what are we going through right now? What are we going through right now? Let me make this a little bit bigger for you. What are we going through right now? It came down. What did I say happened at the beginning of January? Right, towards the beginning of January. It actually started early. It started in December. It came down. Went right back up. Made a new high, 110,000. But what is it doing right now? It's coming down. Let me ask you a question. Based on the cycle, I just told you guys, January, the market pulls back. But y'all see what happens after January. Every single time, I just showed you. Where do you think Bitcoin is going right now? Where do you think Bitcoin is going right now? What is about to happen? Y'all tell me in the chat what you think is about to happen to the price of Bitcoin. Everybody here is smart. Nobody's stupid. Everybody knows what's going on, right? Even if you don't know anything about Bitcoin, based on what I just showed you, what do you think is about to happen? What do you think about to happen? I want everybody on here to say in the chat what you think is about to happen. Knowing nothing about Bitcoin. Okay? This is the importance. This is why you're here. This is why you're here. You're here so you can get educated about this asset class and not miss what's about to take place. Right? That's the reason why I'm doing this. I don't want you to miss it. Because watch the last cycle. Look at what happened. Started the election. Right? Where are we? 14,000. By the end of the election, It was at 64,000. Okay? What happened this one? Started the election, $500. By the end of the cycle, Bitcoin had reached $1,000. Do you see each cycle, Bitcoin goes up even more? The last cycle is the one. This was absolutely phenomenal. 13,000 all the way to 62,000. You ready for it? This is what I wanted to tell you. I'm telling you right from the very beginning, so you don't miss any of the other 6 trainings that I'm going to do this week absolutely free. You know what's about to happen? Over the next 60 days, we could see Bitcoin go from $100,000 a coin to $200,000 a coin, 250, $300,000 a coin in 60 days. That's what is about to take place. I'm telling you right now, this is your opportunity to make tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars over the next 60 to 90 days. Put a number 8 in the chat if you understand that totally and completely. Based on what I just showed you in the last 16 minutes. Put a number 8 in the chat if you understand why these next few days are going to be so critical. And mind you, we're at the end of January right now. This is imminent. This is imminent. This is about to take place. Now, I got a question for you. If you did not make $1 when Bitcoin went from 0 to $100,000, are you going to let that happen again? When Bitcoin goes from $100,000 to $200,000, are you going to let it happen without you making money? Right? All right, here's a better question. Are you going to participate and make sure that you make money when Bitcoin goes from $100,000 to $200,000 and beyond? Now you got to stay, you got to keep coming. The last day of this training, I'm going to tell you exactly where Bitcoin is going. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. All right, now let's get into this. All right, so we just went over the history of the price of Bitcoin. And just with the little bit of information that you got right now over the last 15 minutes, you know exactly what's about to happen to Bitcoin from now until about March, April, and beyond. You know exactly what's about to take place, right? You know exactly what's about to happen. All right, so what is Bitcoin? Let's answer that question real quick. What is Bitcoin? Okay. Or even before we answer what is Bitcoin, how about we answer this question? How do you make money from Bitcoin? How do you make money from Bitcoin? Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's 4 ways. Or really, there's 5 ways. The first way is you can trade Bitcoin, right? You can make money while Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin goes up, and you can make money while the value of Bitcoin comes down. You can trade it going up and coming down and make money from it. That's called leverage, right? That's called leverage. That's what I've been teaching people how to do since 2017. How to get in and out of the market with profit with Bitcoin as it goes up and as it comes down. Second way to make money from Bitcoin, you can own it. That's what we just talked about on the charts. You can actually purchase Bitcoin, right? You can buy the cryptocurrency and make money as it grows, as it goes up. Now, the common question that I usually get from people who don't understand, when I say the value of Bitcoin right now is $102,000, people think that they have to buy $102,000 worth of Bitcoin, one whole Bitcoin, in order to make money from it. That is a misconception. You can buy a piece of a Bitcoin. And just so you can understand this, right? $1, a dollar bill, $1, right? You can own one whole dollar, or you can have a piece of a dollar called a penny. 1 penny is worth 1 cent of a dollar. If you have 100 pennies, then that means you have one whole dollar. Same concept with Bitcoin. You can buy pieces of a Bitcoin. You can purchase $1 worth of Bitcoin and have a piece of a whole Bitcoin, right? A whole Bitcoin is worth $102,000. You could purchase $10 worth of Bitcoin and it still would be a piece of a Bitcoin. You could purchase $1,000 of Bitcoin. It would still be a piece of a whole Bitcoin. You could purchase $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. It still would be a piece of a whole Bitcoin. Do you get it? Right? The same way there's a penny, there's 10 cents, there's 5 cents, there's a quarter, there's a 50-cent piece, right? Those are all pieces of one whole dollar. Well, a whole Bitcoin is $102,000, right? So if you bought $51,000 worth of Bitcoin, essentially you will have half of the value of one whole Bitcoin. Put a number 5 in the chat if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Right? All right, so that's another way you can own Bitcoin, right? Or make money from Bitcoin. The third thing you can do is you can mine Bitcoin, right? You can buy computers that are specifically designed to mine Bitcoin. Well, what does that mean, Charles? Well, let's compare Bitcoin to gold, physical gold. What do you have to do to get physical gold? You got to go dig for it. Gold comes from the earth. Now, there's a limited supply of gold on the planet. Once all the gold is mined, that's it. Until somebody finds some more, and if they can't, then guess what? All the gold is gone, right? And that's basic supply and demand, right? Well, there can only be a maximum of 21,000 Bitcoins ever in existence, right? There's a finite amount of Bitcoin. Here's a really easy way for you to understand supply and demand. Remember in 2020, what happened in 2020? We all had to stay home for a specific reason. Y'all know that reason, right? I'm not going to say it because I don't want the video to get banned or I don't want anything messing with the video, right? But y'all know why we had to stay home in 2020, right? Well, what was everybody rushing to the store to get? What was people trying to make sure that they had while they were at home for undisclosed amount of time? We didn't know how long we were going to be home. What was everybody rushing to the store to get? Somebody put it in the chat. Put it in the comment section. Everybody was rushing to the store to buy this hot commodity, right? What was we rushing to get? Toilet paper. Everybody was rushing to get toilet paper. And guess who knew this? The toilet paper company. Supply and demand. When things are in high demand, the supply goes down. And the company who makes the toilet paper can raise the prices because they know the supply is low and everybody wants it. It's in high demand, right? Yeah, toilet paper. It's in high demand, right? But when there's an abundance of something, the demand might be low. When you know there's always going to be more available, right? The supply is big, the demand is low. Well, let me ask you something. If there's only 21,000 Bitcoins that can ever exist, what happens when we get close to those 21,000 coins and the whole entire world knows about Bitcoin and everybody wants it? The value of it skyrockets. So whoever owns it is going to benefit massively. And we are quickly approaching that time, right? And then another way you can make money from Bitcoin is called an ICO. It's just like an IPO, right? It's called an initial coin offering. If you can find out about coins before other people know about them, and you can invest in those coins before the masses do, you end up making a lot of money. I got a friend who just made $900,000 the weekend the Trump coin was released, okay, which was last weekend. $900,000 in a 48-hour period because he had invested in it before the world found out about it, right? Right? That's the type of money that you can make when you know about an ICO. Or you could another way you can make money from Bitcoin is you could let others invest in Bitcoin for you. It's called Bitcoin ETFs. I'm gonna circle back to that in a few minutes. Bitcoin ETFs, right? And it's crazy. But now listen, In a few minutes, I'm going to give you a unique way that you can make money from Bitcoin passively in a few minutes, right? But before I get there, let's talk about what Bitcoin actually is. What is Bitcoin? Let me give you an example. Let's say your grandmother had the ability to invest into the technology of the television. Now today, right, in developed countries, people have 3, 4, 5 televisions in their house, right? Right? Well, if your grandmother in the 1950s, 1960s could have invested into the technology of the television, right? Back when you were wealthy if you had a television in your house in the 50s, right? Well, if your grandmother could have invested into the technology of the television back in the 50s, today you would be second generation wealthy because the demand for the television went up. Now everybody has a television, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is actually technology. It's a technology. And it's a technology that gives you the ability to own a piece of the technology. And as more people use it, you make more money because it's a technology that has a financial component to it. I want you to understand it's a technology. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency has the ability to solve technological problems, real use case in the world. And as more people own the Bitcoin, right, invest their money into the Bitcoin ecosystem, as the ecosystem grows, everybody who owns it makes more money. But it's deflationary in nature because, again, there's only 21 million Bitcoins that can ever exist. Right now, 19 million Bitcoins have been mined, are in existence. There's only 2 million more Bitcoins. What do you think happens as we get closer to that 21 million number? Exactly what you see happening. One Bitcoin is now $102,000. And it's only going to get bigger and bigger. Now, how can I say that? How can I know? Well, ladies and gentlemen, based on this experiment, there's only two things that can happen to the value of Bitcoin. Either it's going all the way down to zero or it's going all the way up to $1 million a coin or beyond. How can I know that? Because it's deflationary, and as more people use it, as more people become involved with it, the value of it continues to go up. Right? So I'm not guessing is what I'm really trying to tell you. What I'm telling you right now is I'm not predicting the future. All I'm doing is using the information that we already have over the last 16 years, identifying the pattern in the cycle, and then capitalizing from the cycle. Put a number 7 in the chat if that makes sense. Put a number 7 in the chat if that makes sense. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I'm telling you there's a surefire way for you to get wealthy. Just because you understand the cycle of Bitcoin, you understand how it works, and you position yourself to benefit from it as time moves forward. It's real simple. This ain't hard. Over the next 7 days, I'm gonna prove it to you. This ain't hard. It's not rocket science. Okay? So Bitcoin is technology. Now, let me give you further reason to believe what I'm telling you right now. If you bank with any of the big banks, Bank of America, Citibank, right? Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, all of these banks are using what's called blockchain technology, which is exactly what Bitcoin is built upon. The same way the internet is built upon servers and networks, right? That make it possible to go to a website, get on a social media site, get on a Zoom like we're on right now, or a Facebook Live like we're on right now, right? The internet is built upon a network. Bitcoin is also built upon a network called blockchain technology. www stands for World Wide Web, right? You got to put www dot the address .com, .net, whatever it is. That is an internet server, right? That's making the website available to all of us. Same exact analogy. You got Bitcoin, which is the currency, the financial piece, but it's built upon a network called blockchain technology. And that technology is being used by your bank. So anybody that you know that says Bitcoin is a fad, you shouldn't even mess with Bitcoin. There's no way to know what's going to happen with it. It's too volatile. They're uneducated. That's why they're saying that. And when you aren't educated about something, you fear it. What's the difference between you and someone who can go swim with alligators or go swim with sharks, right? Or go study octopuses deep in the ocean? What's the difference between you and that individual? That individual spent a lifetime studying those species. And because they understand how that species operates, guess what they don't have? They don't have fear. People who go study lions, the reason why they can do that is because they spent a lifetime studying lions. So they don't have the fear. Y'all know finances works the same way. When you understand and you study something, you begin to raise your knowledge and fear dissipates because you understand how it works. So when you're conversing with somebody, when you are talking with someone who tries to instill fear in you about cryptocurrency, understand they're doing it because they care about you, but they're uneducated. They are not qualified to talk about Bitcoin because they don't know what they're talking about. Bitcoin is a cycle, okay? And when you understand the technology, you do not fear it. In fact, you run towards it because you know how valuable it is, right? I want you to understand that. So your bank is using blockchain technology right now. Guess what? It ain't going nowhere. It's interwoven into our society in ways that you probably can't even comprehend right now. It is not going anywhere. So like I said, it's two likely things that can happen. It can go to zero or it can go to 1,000,000. What do you think is going to happen? Based on the information we have over the last 16 years, it's not going to zero. It's trending towards 1,000,000. Put a number 5 in the chat if that's abundantly clear. My job during these trainings is to snatch the fear away from you so you understand the magnitude of the opportunity you have in front of you. Right? Right? So I got 2 more things I'm going to discuss with you on day 1. But first, I need you to understand something. Myself, my partners, we have a project. And we're talking about Bitcoin, right? I'm going to show you over the next few days how you can get involved with Bitcoin. I'm not holding anything back. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. Tomorrow, in fact, I'm going to teach you how to buy cryptocurrency, right? So I'm going to give all the information to you and you can execute. I'm going to break this down in a way where you can actually go and get involved with Bitcoin if you want to, based on the information that you're gathering through this training. But how about being able to connect with people, right, who understand this already, and you can leverage us and make yourself money faster? I told you, this is the end of January. That rise in Bitcoin from 100,000 to 200,000 is about to start. So you can take the time to get educated and go execute through the next 7 days, or You can come find out about what me and my partners got our hands on, which is a cryptocurrency bot. A cryptocurrency bot that grows the crypto for you. It's set it and forget it. You can set it and forget it. This crypto bot has not lost since July of 2024. All it's done is make us money, make people money, right? Now, we're doing a call tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're giving the information away. We're showing people how powerful this thing is, right? You can leverage technology that is meant to help your money grow passively. Set it and forget it, right? And let this bot make you money while you get educated about cryptocurrency, right? We have a community. When you get involved with our community, these are the type of things you're going to get access to. We'll give you some coins that you can make money from. This coin that we invested in last weekend has grown 5,081% in the last few days. $100 invested into some of the coins that we put in our channel, $100 to $953 in only a few days. You see the dates, January 17, 2025, right? This is happening right now when you become a part of our organization. Now, if you want information about that, go ahead and put in the comment section of this video, show me the bot, and we will get you the information so you can come on to the call tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching this in the future, if you're watching this in March or April 2025 or 2026, 2027, right, you're watching this in the future, all you need to do is get in touch with me, Mr. Kingdom Cash Charles Dyson, or Paris Simmons, or whoever added you to this group and showed you this training, and we will get you that information, right? All right, show me the bot. Type that in the chat, and we will show you the bot. Tonight, that call is happening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so back to the training. Who is buying Bitcoin right now? Who is buying Bitcoin? You got governments, right? The president that just was elected in the United States, Donald Trump, like him or hate him, that's not the conversation right now. Him and the most pro-crypto cabinet in the history of the United States, right? They have decided that Bitcoin is a priority. They're going to make the United States the world hub for Bitcoin. There's other countries like Argentina, right? They're literally, their country is buying Bitcoin into the billions. Okay? Multinational companies are buying Bitcoin. You know what companies are saying? They're saying, we are going to hedge our future. We're going to hitch the survival of our company to Bitcoin. So outside of whatever we sell, we're going to make sure we take a portion of our profits and we're going to put it into Bitcoin. If all else fails, we know we're going to survive because of this Bitcoin reserve we're building. That's what companies are doing. And they're doing it into the billions. Hedge funds. Remember, I told you guys about ETFs, right? ETFs. These are all the companies, all of the hedge funds, right? This right here, this first one at the top, that is BlackRock. BlackRock has $11 trillion under management. Total assets in millions. This is $60 billion they have invested into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin ETFs. And all of these are other hedge funds, 22 billion, 20 billion, 5 billion, 4 billion, 4 billion, 3, 2 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion. This one almost 2 billion, 1.5 billion, 1.3 billion, 924 million, 817 million. And I can just keep scrolling. There's 2 pages of this, right? And I know these numbers are big. I want to make sure you conceptualize these numbers that I'm throwing out at you. This is what $1 million looks like. This is what $100 million looks like. This is $1 billion. $1 billion can fit in your house right now. 10 pallets of 100 million. This is what $1 trillion looks like. That's an airplane. That's the White House. This is $1 trillion. I just told you that BlackRock has 11 of these under management. $11 trillion under management. And that's just one hedge fund. And there's all of these hedge funds. This is just what they have invested in the Bitcoin ETF. That means they have significantly more money than this under management. So when I'm throwing these numbers around, I want you to understand how serious this is. The Bitcoin is a $3 trillion industry right now, and it's going to double in a short period of time. Which means if you're invested in it, if you're trading it, you're able to make money while it grows. Are you understanding? Are you understanding yet how serious this is? Why you should focus on this right now? You got multinational companies, you got countries, you got hedge funds investing in Bitcoin. Here's my question to you. Why are you not investing in Bitcoin? If countries are doing it, if governments are doing it, how can you or anybody else say Bitcoin doesn't work? It's not going to work. No, you know what people are doing? They're hoping it doesn't work because they feel like they missed the opportunity. But I'm telling you right now, we're just getting started. Right now is the easiest time to become a millionaire. Right? The easiest time. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. If you want to become a millionaire in the next 10 years with cryptocurrency, all you got to do is have somewhere between $25,000 to $33,000 worth of Bitcoin right now. 1/4 to 1/3 of the price of Bitcoin right now. If you have $25,000 to $33,000 parked in the Bitcoin, right? Over the next 10 years, you will be a millionaire or sooner just by owning it and holding it. Now, simple math. What's half of 25,000? 12,500. So if you want to make $500,000 over the next 10 years, all you got to do is have $12,500 worth of Bitcoin. Right? $12,000 to $15,000. Now, what's half of that? $6,250. If you have $6,250 worth of cryptocurrency over the next 10 years, you're going to make somewhere around $250,000. Y'all see how the math works? Y'all see how the math works? So to me, I'm gonna speak for me. For me, $33,000 to $35,000 is the target. It's the target. It's an emergency to have that much Bitcoin because you are going to guarantee yourself you'll be a millionaire over the next 10 years. Now, what's smart is owning any amount of Bitcoin. Any amount, $100, $200, $500, whatever you can get your hands on immediately, and then continue to put your money into Bitcoin. Now, I'm gonna go over why extensively on one of the trainings that I'm gonna do this week. Why you should, but I'm just giving it to you right now, right? So give me 1 second. We're gonna do the last piece over the next 15 minutes. All right. Uh, all right. Let's finish this off. Go ahead and put value in the chat if you're getting amazing value. Go ahead and put value in the chat if you're getting amazing value. So the last question is, what does it mean for you to buy Bitcoin? What does it mean for you to buy Bitcoin? So I just told you countries, multinational companies, and hedge funds are buying Bitcoin. And I told you their survival, they're attaching their survival as a country, their survival as a business, right? They're attaching their survival to the value of Bitcoin. That's major. So here's what I want you to think about. What happens to your family if you build a Bitcoin reserve for your family? What happens to your family? Let me tell you what happens. You secure your family's financial future 100 years into the future, 200, 300, 400 years into the future. Your children, your grandchildren are going to deal with Bitcoin the way we deal with dollars. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. My mentality with Bitcoin is to buy it and never sell it. This Bitcoin will be within my family's trust that I'm going to pass down to my children. Their instructions will be to never sell it. And their instructions are going to be to pass this down to their children and make sure you let them know to never sell it. You know why? You know what you can do with stocks? I always wondered this. Why do wealthy people own stocks? When the Forex market makes people money way faster. You know why wealthy people own stocks? Because they can take loans against the value of their portfolio. Let me ask you a question. Do you pay taxes on loans? No. But when you sell a stock, do you pay taxes? Yes. It's called capital gains taxes. This is genius. This is genius. Wealthy people take loans against their stock because they don't have to pay taxes when they take a loan. The only thing that's not taxable is debt. So they'll take loans against their stock portfolio, use that money to buy assets or do whatever it is they're going to do, and they pay the loan back with the asset that they bought. And then they just recycle the money over and over again. Do you know that you could do the same thing with Bitcoin? Do you know where I'm going with this? You can build a portfolio of Bitcoin, take a loan against it, go buy assets, grow your family's wealth, and let the asset pay back the loan for the Bitcoin that you took out without ever selling your Bitcoin. See, I'm giving you a mentality that if you accept it, will secure your family's future centuries into the future. Okay? Centuries. You can't be short-sighted with what I'm talking to you about. Because even though I'm telling you like how to secure your family for 100 years, 200 years into the future, some of you, you're going to buy Bitcoin. It's going to rise in value. And you're going to get excited about the short-term 60, 90 days, a year from now. You'll make great money from the investment you put in Bitcoin. And if you're not smart, you're going to sell that Bitcoin, take that money into fiat currency, and use it to buy things that don't even matter. And that is the worst thing you can do. There's only 3 mentalities that you should have about crypto. One of the 3. And the third one is the best. The first mentality is you buy Bitcoin and you keep buying Bitcoin. And you hold that for the next 10 years, you'll make an obscene amount of money. right? You sell some of it and you hold the rest. That's the first mentality. Second mentality, you buy Bitcoin, you keep buying Bitcoin. You hold it for 20 years, right? So in 2045, you sell that Bitcoin 20 years from now. And guess what? You sell a portion of it, you use a few dollars, you keep the rest, and you hold forever. The last mentality, the third mentality, is the best one. It's the one I just described. You buy Bitcoin with no plans to sell. You're going to own this Bitcoin for the rest of your natural life. You're going to do the proper things to set your family up financially. Start a family trust. The trust owns the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin never gets sold. You'll get directions to your heirs on what they can and cannot do with this Bitcoin. You will allow them to take loans, a portion of the value of the Bitcoin, right, against that stockpile to go invest with mandates to pay that money back into the trust, into the family Bitcoin, so that can continue to replenish and take care of your family centuries into the future. Centuries into the future. That's the smartest play for all the reasons that I outlined this entire call. That's how serious this is. So the next 6 days is going to be giving you the information to actually execute on what I taught you today. How to buy the Bitcoin, where to go, what websites, what apps to use, how to make sure you protect the cryptocurrency so you don't get hacked and your crypto gets stolen, right? All the things over the next 6 days, 1 hour a day, I'm going to be giving you this information absolutely free. If it was worth the hour of your time to get on this Zoom, put a 777 in the chat. And then put an 888 in the chat if you're not going to miss one other session over these next 7 days. Okay? Now, I want to let you know before we end, I also own a community. It's called Retired in 365. Myself, my brother Paris, we started a community called Retired in 365 back in 2017. And for the last going on 8 years, all we've done is help people retire in less than a year by teaching them how to maneuver these markets, how to trade, how to make money, how to, push buttons on the phone and make money, how to invest in cryptocurrency and make money, right? You have the ability to become a part of this community, right? There's a monthly fee associated. If you want a part of Retired in 365, you want to see how it works, I want you to drop into the chat, into the comment section of this video, RI365. That's the code, RI365. Comment that in the chat if you want information about how we can teach you over time how to trade and make money as a trader. Okay, RI365 is the code. We'll get you the information on how it works, right? But ladies and gentlemen, this call at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, we're going to show you how you can passively grow your Bitcoin. Set it and forget it. Passively make money from cryptocurrency right now, without waiting, without having to get educated. Guys, you can get started in what you're going to see at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And within a few minutes, you could be making money from cryptocurrency hands-free. That's what you're going to hear about tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so all you got to do is comment, show me the bot. Comment, show me the bot, and we will give you the information to that call at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow, on tomorrow's training, we're going to start tomorrow's training a little bit late. It'll be around 6:15, 6:20. I have a responsibility to educate my students. I do a call every week for them at 5 p.m., so I don't want to run over and be late for this call. So we're going to start tomorrow at about 6:15, 6:20 p.m. Don't miss it. Okay, 6 p.m., 6:15, 6:20 p.m. tomorrow will be day 2 of the free training. I'm going to teach you guys how to buy Bitcoin, how to actually go buy Bitcoin. I'm going to show you how tomorrow night, 6:15, 6:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right in this same group. Can't wait to see you there. Do me a favor and just tag me in your stories on Instagram or Facebook. Let me know how you enjoyed this training. All right. I'll be sure to post it up and say thank you. I appreciate you guys. And I'm going to keep giving you this amazing value over the next 7 days. All right. I will see you on tomorrow's call, or I might see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you commented, show me the bot, I'm going to give you that information to that call. All right? Everybody be blessed. Peace. See you on the call.